As we mentioned earlier, there have been some exciting changes made to this year's program, all based on feedback from you. Joining us now here in the 88 TV studio to discuss is Dr. Alice Cheng, Planning Committee Chair. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with some of the most common feedback that you were hearing from attendees in years past.
So I think the most common feedback had to do with timing and had to do with interaction. So in terms of timing, I think one of the things that was requested was maybe rethinking the previous model of having sessions start kind of Friday afternoon-ish and then finish Tuesday, but rather compacting it so that we could ensure better attendance to every session. And as well, I think for travel accommodations, it was a lot easier. So therefore, this year is the first year that we're trying out a slightly different model, whereby we start on Friday morning, and then we finish Monday afternoon, and then therefore people can travel home either Monday night or on Tuesday and seem to maybe compact that learning a little bit more. So that's one big change. And then the other one, which is very exciting, is even more interaction, because that was something that I think attendees really wanted. That was one of the real values of conferences in the first place, is the networking. So now there'll be more polling questions, longer Q&As, and then debates and panel discussions and things like that.
Why is it that attendees are so looking for that added networking connection?
I think that's what we're hungry for, right? Because we're essentially a large group of diabetes geeks. There's no other way to describe it, right? I mean, we're choosing to come together and talk about a subject that we all love, with slightly different aspects, and it's an opportunity to meet others who are like-minded and be able to have those nerdy conversations, which is really fun.
Okay, looking ahead to today, some very exciting things happening here on Friday. What do we have to look forward to?
So one of the changes we made was we're going to kick off the conference all together, and that's a little different than what we've done in the past. So we're going to have a kickoff session at 10:30 in the morning, which is a keynote address from Dr. Francis Collins, who is the former director of the NIH. And the topic is going to be on the omics revolution provides new insights for diabetes. So we're going to start talking about omics, all sorts of omics, which is a fun word to say. So I look forward to that keynote address. And then later on, we're going to have at 12:45, not one, not two, but three debates at the same time. So it's going to be a bit challenging to decide which one you're actually going to go to. But the one that I personally am favoring is one that's called Are Two Better Than One? And it's a debate looking at initial combination therapy, but it's the debaters that I'm excited about. It's sort of two giants in diabetes, so it's Drs. Ralph DeFranzo as well as David Nathan. So that's going to be really exciting to watch the two giants battle it out. And then later in the afternoon, at 3:45, there's a panel discussion looking at remission or bust, which I think is a very hot topic in diabetes, about the concept of diabetes remission. So I think that'll be interesting. And then as well, around the same time, I think a huge draw for everyone is going to be the SURMOUNT-2 trial results. Now, SURMOUNT-2 is a randomized controlled trial looking at the dual agonists of GIP-GLP-1 tirzepatide in obesity, but in type 2 diabetes. So it'll be really exciting to see the full results and see whether it's sort of similar to what we've seen with other obesity studies in diabetes and the differences in effect. And then the very last thing is going to be at 5:30. There's a debate in obesity that's called Hope or Hype, and it's the role of microbiome in obesity, which is, I think, another frontier, if you will, that we'll be looking at the gut microbiome and seeing the role that it might play. So lots of really cool stuff, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Right, that's just day one.
Yeah.
All right, well, you've done a wonderful job planning the scientific session, and we hope that you can sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor this week.
Look forward to it.
Thank you so much.